All right, so in this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to play this simple arrangement of trust and obey. So let's get started. So first, let's look at the information that could help us here. So we know that it's in 3/4. So 4 meaning that a quarter note will receive a beat, and there's 3 beats in a measure. So for example, beat 2, we have 1, 2, 3. Beat 3, we got 1, 2, 3, end. And 1, 2, 3. We see that we are in the key of G. And for this whole song, we're going to be in position 1. So what do I mean by that? Just means that our ring finger is going to be on the high E string the whole time. Middle finger will be on the B string. Index will be on the G string. And our thumb will play notes on the low E, A, and D string. Hey, real quickly, if you want to learn fingerstyle, you might be interested in joining my academy. I have all my courses available here, and also all my interactive hymn tabs, both the simple hymn library and the advanced hymn library. The interactive hymn tabs basically have the video on the left side and the tab sheet music on the right side. Of course, you can enlarge this and you can slow down, speed it up, loop sections. Makes learning a lot easier. Of course, I also have the PDF for offline learning. The advanced hymn library are just basically hymns that are a lot more difficult to learn. And then the arranging workshop arrangements are just student arrangements and also my arrangements that we made in the workshops. So in the workshops, I have weekly workshops that you can join. Currently, we have 2 going on every week. The first one is how to make your arrangement, and we're trying to make a simple arrangement of Amazing Grace in the key of C this month. And the second one is called Fundamentals, where I teach you the basics through learning a song. So you can check that out. If you missed the live events, there's the replays available as well. And there's a lot more here that can help you with learning fingerstyle if you want to check it out. So let's get started with bar number 1 here. It starts with a half rest. So that is 2 beats already, 1, 2. And we're going to start with 3 end here. We're going to play it with our index finger. That's I on top. And the 2 indicates that we're going to play this note with our middle finger on the left hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4 for the left hand, and PIMA for the right hand. So we're gonna go 3 end. So that's just. And bar 2, we got our ring finger 3 on the 3rd fret low E string, and we're gonna play it with our thumb, index, and middle. So that's just 1, 2, 3. So we got this D chord here, and it's a real simple D chord. It's just a D5, just the root and the 5th. And we play that with our middle finger. So you'll notice when we play this song, since we are in the key of G, we're doing a lot of economy of motion here, where you could play D this way, but it's just not very economical to kind of position your finger that way to play D, because you could just achieve what you need just by playing this way. So from G to D. And you'll see this transition between G and D a lot. And we're just going to play D this way. And if we need a melody here, we'll probably use our pinky here. So a lot of this is already, arranged with economy of motion in mind to minimize movement of the left hand. All right, so bar 3 is just a half note there. So 1, 2, 3 end, and then we got 3 end here. It's just open strings with our index and middle on the right hand. Bar 4 is where it starts to get complicated, because now we have a D with F sharp on the bass. Now you could play that with your thumb, right? But for this arrangement, I was just thinking of just keeping the thumb in one place here in the back without moving it, right? You could play this whole arrangement with your thumb just kind of steady here behind the neck. Right? Again, economy of motion where you don't have to keep doing this. But you can play that note with your thumb because this can be challenging with the stretch. If you haven't played the chord this way before, the stretch to the index finger can be a challenge. Okay, so bar 4, you've got this D chord. We're using the pinky here, not the ring finger. And you'll see why in a little bit. So we're going to go. All right, ring finger usually is free because a lot of times it will be used to play this this G bass note. It's always going back to that G bass note. And if your ring finger is here, then it's a long ways off to have to go up there. I think it's much better with economy of motion to just keep your to use your pinky here and then reach out with your ring finger to play that bass note. So bar 4, D/F sharp, index 2nd fret on the low E, middle 2nd fret on the G string, and then pinky 3rd fret on the B string. 2nd chord E minor 7. So I just keep my pinky down there, remove the other fingers, and then D7, and then goes back to G. Again, a half note there, 1, 2, 3, and just open string, then goes to bar 6. So for this C chord, all we need to do is put our index finger on the 1st fret B string. 1, 2, 3. Rhythmically, that's easy. Bar 7. 1, 2, 3. Again, that's easy as well. And then D, half note. 1, 2, 3. And again, the D is just the middle finger, 2nd fret, G string. And then bar 9. So we've played that before already. Played that one as well before already. So the verse is really simple. Then bar 13, 14. So that's real simple. Now in the chorus, it gets a little bit more complicated. So that bar 16 really is just a D chord here. Now I'm not playing it this way. Could, I guess. But again, you know, if you're gonna go to this familiar D chord, you're traveling from this bass note all the way down here. And I think it's much better for you to just train to use your pinky, your weakest finger. So from here, just go D. Might take a while to get used to using your weaker fingers, middle finger and pinky to play that D chord, but I think in the long run it will be an advantage for you to be able to use those fingers. So that one is just bar 1, beat 1, and then last beat. Again, I use my index finger there. You could use your thumb if you want to, but I think it's better to use your index finger. If you're having trouble with the stretch, you might have to adjust how you're holding the guitar, because if you're holding it this way, then yeah, it's hard to play that chord because now you're having to kind of overextend your wrist. So make sure you're holding the guitar straight or even tilting down a little bit, tilting forward a little bit. And of course, also your the head of the guitar should be out, at least 45 degrees out, not here like that. Okay, so bar 16, 17. See how it always goes back to that G, and you need that ring finger to be free. Now on beat 3 we got this chord where we're going, that's quite a stretch as well. So from here, index finger on the 1st fret, playing that F bass note, and then middle finger on the 2nd fret G string. Might have to practice that, loop it for maybe 10 minutes. Okay, so we got G, and we got this step chord really. Then it goes to an E. So when I go to that E, so from this G9/F, I just kind of remove my fingers there. I don't try to position my fingers to play that E chord right away on right here on beat 1. I just play open here. I just leave my fingers out, and then I put my finger down on beat 2 of 18, and it just makes the transition a lot easier, a lot more smooth. See how my fingers just kind of lift off? And then I put it down, because it's not really necessary for you to put your index finger down and form that E chord right away. Then for this E7, I'm using my pinky to play that note, that 3rd fret B string. Then I go to A minor on bar 19. So that's 1, 2, 3, and right. That's an easy sequence of chords on bar 20, and then now bar 21. And we have this fermata here. That just means that you hold the note. How long do you hold it? Well, it's really up to you. And hold it long. There you go. We could hold it a little bit shorter. Okay, so it's really up to you. Now, then 22. Real simple again. Okay, so you're basically done. So the way that this works is you start from bar number 1 all the way to bar number 23, because that's your first ending. And then you repeat, because you see this repeat sign goes all the way back to the other repeat sign, bar 2. And again, all the way down until you reach 22, and you skip 23 because that's your first ending. And then you go to bar 24. And you're done.